Hi, this is Mike, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a website using Google Sites. The first thing that you want to do is you want to go to sites.google.com, and if you have a William & Mary Apps account, this is going to help you a lot. If you don't have a William & Mary Apps account, I suggest that you send an email to IT requesting a WM Apps account. Here's some information on how to do that. Okay, so once you have a WM Apps account and you go to sites.google.com, you should be able to see a WM Apps logo here. That means that you're in your WM Apps account, Google account. If you don't see that, then chances are you're logged in. If you have a Gmail account, you're logged in under your Gmail account. I would suggest that you go ahead and log out of the Gmail account and into your WM Apps account. Logging out of your Gmail account is easy. All you need to do, you'll see an image or some sort of a circle over here saying who's logged in on the right hand side, the top right of your Google Sites. And if I click on that picture, or it might just have your initials in it, you can go ahead and sign out, and then you can sign in with your email.wm.edu account. So once you've done that, if you go to sites.google.com, you will see something that looks weird like this. That's not what I want. I actually want a new Google site. So I can either go to sites.google.com/new, or I can go to sites.google.com and remember to click on the new Google Sites link at the bottom left of the screen. So here it says new Google Sites, and I'll click on it, and you'll notice the URL takes me to sites.google.com/new. I have a lot of sites, but now if I want to create a site of my own, and you'll notice I have the WM Apps logo here, so I know I'm logged into the right account. To create a site of my own, I'll see a plus here in sites.google.com/new, and I'll just click on the plus, and I can go ahead and create my site. And the site is super easy to create. Here's a page. I can call it something. My new site. Oops. My new site. I just type it in there, and you'll notice wherever I am, there's a box that gives me information about what I can do with this particular text. So I can make this text smaller. I can choose, instead of title, I can choose a heading. I can swap back to title. I can have it be center justified. I can have it be right justified. I can move the box. So now if you notice, if I hover over the box, I can edit inside the box. But I also get these two little circles here, and I can drag the box and put it wherever I'd like in that top area, left to right. I can't move it up and down, but I can move it left to right. And I also have some options down here. I can change the image. I can upload an image, or I can select a new image. So I'll select an image from the gallery, or I can choose something from my Google Drive or search on the web. But here's a nice one of a coffee cup. So I'll choose that, and I'll hit select. So now here it is, my new site, and I can do a bunch of different things with it. So at the top right, you'll see I have 3 different menu tabs: Insert, Pages, and Themes. I can change my theme. I'll talk about, you'll go ahead and change your theme on your own. You can figure that out. But creating a site, really, you can do that with just the Insert and the Pages. So Insert is going to allow me to insert content into the page that I have here. Pages is going to allow me to create new pages so that I can link to the new pages from my home page. So let's say I wanted to have a site for the Korean house. We don't have a Korean house on campus, but let's say we did. So I'm going to type in Korean house, and you'll notice that it went onto 2 lines. If I don't want it on 2 lines, I can just drag my box here, and now it's just on 1 line. So if I want a site for the Korean house, I have all of these options that I can insert. I can insert a text box. I can have a welcome page here. And now I can make that, instead of normal text, I can make that a heading, or I can make that a title if I like. So now it has the welcome there. And I can choose all kinds of different layout options. Here are my layouts: picture with text next to it, 2 pictures with text underneath it, so on and so forth. So I'm going to choose the 3 pictures with text underneath it just to show you. If I click on that, then it actually gets sent down here right below my last item, which is the welcome. So I can add some images, and I'll click on the plus here, and I can select an image, or I can upload an image. I'll select an image, and I can search for an image. So let's say I wanted to search for Korean food, and I'll search that. So now here's some Korean food. I'll choose that, and I'll hit select, and it pops that in there. So now I can click to edit, and I will call this recipes. And I don't really need anything under here, but if I wanted to have something, I could type in, here are some recipes from the Korean house. Okay, and now I need to make a link because this is just a picture, some text, and some description, right? So now first I want a recipes page. I need to create a recipes page before I can actually link to the recipes page. So let me do that. So to create a recipes page, I'm going to click on Pages here on the right-hand side. And I can create a new page right here. And you'll notice down at the bottom, I'll click New Page. I can also add a link if I wanted to link to an outside resource. But I'll click on a new page, and I'll call this Recipes. And I'll click Done. And now you'll notice this recipes page gets put here underneath the home page, and it also creates a menu item on the top. So now I have this recipes page, and I can jump back and forth through that top menu. So I can click on home, and that takes me back to the to the home page. Now I want to have a link from the home page to that recipes page I just created, right? So let's do that. I'll click on the picture, and links you can have from photos, you can have from text. So I'm going to have a link from the photo as well as from the text. So if I click on the photo, you'll notice now just there's a blue line with the circles around the photo itself, not around the whole box. So that means anything that I do is just going to affect the photo. And I'll click on the link here, and now you'll notice I could type in a link, but I could also choose that recipes page from the site. So I'll choose that recipes page, and I'll say apply. And now I can also choose the recipes text, and you'll notice when I choose the recipes text, now there's just a box around the recipes text. And I can change the heading if I wanted it to be bigger. I could do recipes in title size, or I can do a subheading, whatever I wanted to do. I can also decide if I wanted it to be center aligned or if I wanted it to be left aligned, right? So let's say I wanted it to be center aligned. I'll just change it back to center aligned. And now I highlight the recipes text, and now I can make a link somewhere. And you'll notice here's the link icon. I can click on that. And again, this site, it's offering me the recipes thing that I created. Remember, you have to create a page if you want to have the opportunity to link to that page the way that I'm doing here. So I'll click recipes, and you see it says page : recipes, and I'll say apply. Okay, I'm almost done with this page. All I need to do now, well, after I fancy everything up, is publish it. So you'll notice I have a little publish button here, and I can click on publish. It's on the top right. And it's going to ask me what web address I'd like to use. And if you'll notice at the bottom, it says https sites.google.com/email.wm.edu. So I'm going to call this khouse. And now it tells me, oh, khouse is available. So this is a long URL, but we're going to fix that in a second. And then I can decide who can view my site. By default, anyone at William & Mary can view my site, but I can manage it, and I can make it restricted only to me, only to people who are invited to the site, however I wanted to do it, or to the whole world. And I'll create publish, and I'll click publish rather. And that's it. The site is published, and I can visit it by clicking on the downward arrow next to publish and say view published site. And then here I have the Korean house, and I can click on the link to go to the recipes area, either on the text or on the picture, and it should take me to that recipes page. there it is. That's as simple as it gets. You can create a really easy, nice looking page in very little time, and there are lots of other things you can do with it, but this is just the basics.